Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Daily Word. But you could join me for our time together. You can see I have my buddy Carter with me again today. Feeling a lot better today, but still got a nasty cough, and so he's hanging out with me. He's he's got a ring pop, and so his lips and his tongue are all blue, aren't they, Carter? Oh my goodness! Can you say hi? Hi. So, today is daily word number 630. So, thanks for carving out some time to be with me this morning and to be with me and Carter this morning as we continue our journey through the daily word and what it means for us and how it's a building block for our lives. So, today, as kind of an addition to yesterday, today from Psalm 122, we hear these words. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Our feet are standing within your gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem, built as a city that is bound firmly together. To it the tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord, as was decreed for Israel, to give thanks for the name of the Lord. For there the thrones of judgment were set up, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they prosper who love you. Peace be within your walls, and security within your towers. For the sake of my relatives and friends, I will say, peace be within you. For the sake of the house of the Lord our God, I will seek your good. So yesterday, I talked a bit about how we share our lives together and how important that is and what that means for us and how we do that in all kinds of ways, especially, at least for me, how we do that in the life of the church. We gather for worship, we gather to decorate, as we did on Sunday, and have sharing a great meal together. Um, we'll gather all during the month of December for our Advent Wednesday nights, and we'll share in some great meals and conversation and learning as we build our Advent wreaths together. Many people have taken Advent boxes and we'll fill them and we'll bring them back and we'll share and rejoice in the bounty that we have and that we'll share it with others on that day. And of course, Christmas Eve, we share and worship together and the lighting of the candles and candlelight and what that means for us. And every week that we gather, we add an Advent candle, hope, peace, joy, and love, and we'll share those together. And so, yeah, I talked a bit about yesterday about how I think how important it is and how I grieve a bit when folks miss all of that because um, what we share together is so vital and I think so important as we live our lives together. And I talked Sunday about how we use our hands, to have adhesive, sticky faith, and how we hold each other up. I talked a bit about a choir member who took the hand of a confirmand as we prayed. I talked about how after the children's message, Eli came and helped me up because I was kind of stuck on the floor. Um, we somehow, in the midst of, maybe this will help. We, sorry if you couldn't hear me very well. We've somehow, in the midst of the pandemic, kind of lost this idea of peace and of sharing peace with each other. We've missed some familiar surroundings, and now that we're together again, it's a reminder for me about what the psalmist has to say. I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go to the house of the Lord." And for us, it's so good to be able to look into the eyes of somebody else. It's so good to be able to say, when we don't pass the peace like we used to, but when we say, peace be with you, and also with you, um, we find that, at least I find that, a comforting space to be in, and a space that reminds us of what it means to be together. For me, Sunday morning and Wednesday night are really about our connections with each other and how we're connected in really powerful ways to each other. And I don't cover my face. And what that means for us. And for me, when we do this, when we go to the house of the Lord and we give thanks to God for all of God's blessings, When we are connected, to me, there's no better way and no better reason, I should say, for us to go to the house of the Lord, but to be connected to each other and in the powerful ways that we do that. And so, for us, when we move past Thanksgiving, and tomorrow night we'll gather for worship as well. You're of course welcome to join us tomorrow night at 7 for our Thanksgiving Eve service. It'll be in the sanctuary, but we'll also be here on Facebook Live, so you can join us. But then on Sunday we'll begin our Advent journey, and it's this ongoing journey through these seasons and the days and the journey to Bethlehem as a reminder of God's presence with us. And so I would hope that for us, we would carve out space, to find ways to be together. On Sunday, we'll share in communion. It is that amazing gift that we share together, the bread and the cup. The next Sunday, we'll have worship and we'll have coffee hour. And we'll go downstairs and we'll share in conversation around the tables again. All of these are a reminder that we find in the midst of that peace, we find in the midst of that the goodness of God, and then importantly, the way that we're connected to each other. And I don't think we can replace that. We just can't. The connection we have with each other when we're together is irreplaceable. And so I hope that we'll find ways, you and I will find ways to gather together, to engage with each other, to find the bit of peace that the psalmist talks to us about. So thanks for joining me and Carter for our time together today. Thanks for enjoying Carter's blue lips and blue teeth. Know of God's love that surrounds you. Know of God's mercy and grace in your lives. Just a reminder, tomorrow morning we'll share in the Daily Word at 10, and then not again until Monday. And so join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and then Sunday morning at 10:15 for worship as we light the first Advent candle and share in the bread and the cup. And then again Monday morning at 10 o'clock. Have a great day, my friends. Can you tell them bye, Carter?
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.